moving into our next and final topic of today, and we're joined here by the manager of the PACT team. And like you know, they won La Ruta Maya this weekend. And I just found out they're defending champions. So back in 2020, they also won. So PACT did their thing, and we're joined with Mr. Zamir Guerra, like I said, the manager of the team. Good morning, Mr. Guerra. How are you this morning?
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me live on Sun Up on 7. It is an honor, it is a pleasure to be here with you all this morning, especially after a big victory over this past 4 days. It's really, really, man. Yesterday I didn't have any words to say or anything. I was speechless actually because it was my
Surreal.
first time. It was my first time managing a big team like this, and having the defending champions. Man, it is an honor.
Nice, nice, and congratulations again to you all. I know the paddlers, Amado Cruz, Daniel Cruz, and Jerry Cante did their thing. I mean, with that, the photo, I mean, the video that came out with Belize Bank right next to, yeah, perfect. But could you tell us about? I know that when Mr. Penner was on, he was talking about the preparations for the race. Usually begins in November, but this year it was actually in January. So could you tell us a bit about the preparations that went into your team?
Yeah, it was really a short notice. We've got the okay or the go ahead, I should say, in January, middle of January. So we started preparing stuff, getting stuff ready for the guys. It was really, really hectic trying to get everything done. The guys, they played a big role making sure that they were well prepared for this race. What helped us a lot throughout this weekend was their experience. They knew how to be patient. They knew how to do their best out there, when to do an attack, when to do certain stuff, and that is what made us being the champion again once more.
Nice.
I like that. And I think what's important too is as defending champions, I think there's that pressure that comes. So you know in your mind, like, man, I just win already. Well, I just win last time. So I have to win this time again. So I need to put my work into it. And I know I was, again, like what Brandon was saying, Mr. Penner, when he was on, he was talking about the challenges of now, the rivers are way higher. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to actually maneuver through these curves, and anything could happen. So as a manager,
that's true.
As a manager, what do you think was the most challenging part for the guys when they were paddling and they tried their best to win? Like, what did they share with you about, that struggle of trying to get to that victory?
Yeah, so after every stage, we will sit down and talk and go over the day. Out of the 4 days, the most challenging part was day one. That had me really, really nervous, especially starting at the Hawksworth Bridge, getting to the low-lying bridge. Mm-hmm. That was really one of the most challenging part. The river was very, very low. The guys, most of them, I would say most of them, had to jump out of their canoe when they reached to the low-lying bridge. Especially our guys. Our guys were the heaviest paddlers out there this year. So they had to jump out of their canoe. We had an incident with another team that broke their canoe right at the low-lying bridge. So if they didn't even finish the race or so, because the river was very, very low. And for us to be like in the Ruta Maya, when it comes to the preparation, our team, they usually make sure that they have a weight. This time they were very overweight. No one had that time to shred some fat or anything. They just make sure they
come as you are.
Looked out at what. Yeah, they just make sure where they stand right now. They make sure that they keep that weight. If they go even heavier, we will probably sunk the canoe.
I think what's so interesting is that people. Canoe even broke. They never had a backup canoe, man. Well, he spare one.
That's the first thing that came into my head.
Yeah, they if once the committee or the organizers have like the team had a valid reason, they would allow you to get a backup canoe if you could get one. So that it is an expensive sport. So to have two canoes, it's kind of really, really challenging.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm thinking it's so interesting that you guys were the heaviest one out there, but yet Uno passed the line Yes, like
I mean,
that's some serious coordination that tell you
you
how,
become one with
Yeah.
no
this. You
matter
become
how
one with the
heavy
river.
you could still win. That's what our big people
But
out there.
like I said, what helped us a lot was the experience.
Yeah.
The guys, the two of them, Daniel and Amado Cruz, they are. I think this is Amado's 12th time winning the Ruta Maya, and Daniel, this is his 14th time winning it. And then Jerry Kante, he's the other paddler. He's the front man of the canoe, and this is his fourth time winning the La Ruta Maya. So these guys, they're no strangers to the sports. They've come with experience. They come with everything you could think of, and that's what have us where we are. And PAC, this is their first time winning the La Ruta Maya as well. So they are all happy with the results, no doubt.
I mean, that's just you had the team with experience. That's
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Let me know every curve that come and go and sleep and canoe and them man still make it past.
I wonder if they need any sleep.
I don't think that could have happened this year.
But definitely they had that exposure and experience. 14, 12, and 4 years. That's a lot. You know what I think it plays on to for others out there that sometimes feel discouraged is just the idea of continuing every single time. That gives you that exposure. It gives you that time to practice, that time to put drive into your craft to be better every time.
Mr. Guerra, in terms of, well, you're the manager of the team. I could imagine you were following the race. Could you tell us the experience of actually following that race? Wondering, oh gosh, I wonder if the guys in there ahead, I wonder, during those little lapses, or how do you follow the race?
This is my third year doing the La Ruta Mayas, managing a team.
Okay.
The first 2 years, I didn't had any kind of nervousness, no kind of stress. This year, it was all. I was freaking out the whole 4 days. No lie, I was freaking out the 4 days. And what helped us with that, we had two service vehicles, so we made sure that each service part, whenever any service point, we made sure that one vehicle is there. So we're always calling. I'm always calling my other service vehicle, Mr. Kyle. He's in the other service vehicle, so I call Kyle and I'm like, "Yo, Kyle, they just passed here. They got the service. Make sure they get the other service," and he will call back. "Don't worry, they got the second service," and so forth. So it was really freaking. I was really freaking out. My foot was sweating. My hands were sweating. Not even the sun made me sweat as much as how I was nervous. But it was really challenging for me because, like I said, it was my first time managing a big team like this. So it was really, really nervous. I won't lie. I won't put that under the table or anything. I was nervous the whole 4 days.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, but being out there, it's not only following the La Ruta Maya, but it also made you see how beautiful your country is.
Yes.
Along the riverbanks, along different villages you go through, towns or the city. It shows you how different everyone is and how they cope with you when you reach there and how much love they show to you. And that is what La Ruta Maya is all about. It's not all about winning the race or going out there and doing the race, but to see all these people out here, it's amazing.
And I mean, the crowd that we saw that were gathered at Civic Center, it just goes to show people were still up there. COVID times, everything like that. We're a little less restricted now, but the following, I could imagine from Cayo, I remember seeing the videos of the banks of the river. Mm-hmm. Completely jam-packed. So you're there. I could imagine your nerves to tear you.
Real. No lie. My nerves were tearing me because I was trying to get our service vehicle through certain spot to get to the service point. And it was like, we had to literally force ourselves through certain areas so we could get in because the crowd wouldn't have let us in at certain point. When they're like, when you drive and you blow your horn so people could come out and their back is towards you, they're like, they could wait. But when they notice it's like a service team and it's the leading service team, they were like, all right, give them way. They will make way for you. But if they didn't notice, they would just walk in the middle of the street or block the road or so forth. But it was really cool. I mean, no, this was my best Ruta Maya so far.
Wow. I mean,
We're
you
looking at the
won,
video
so
with the crowd, and my gosh.
your team won. So you have to be your best too as well, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It has to be. It is to be. My second year, we've won in the family adventure, so that was great as well. But this one to be holding the Kinicha Howe Trophy, which we'll be receiving on March 19th, it would be an honor. It's something that no other managers or team have done since they've been in the Ruta Maya, and for me to do or for me to hold something like this is an honor.
It definitely is.
man.
And congratulations on your team management. I know you had stress for the 4 days, must have had anxiety, must have feel like you're here or pop out or whatever it is, but you
I
got through,
probably got
man.
I probably got another 1,000 white here and all.
You probably
But
did.
but it was great. It was great. I mean, without these guys, it wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Like we've said, another year, another one in the books.
Yeah, so next
Yes,
year
sir.
again? Next year again?
Yes, definitely, we'll be back.
You know,
We'll be
I
back
want
bigger
try
and
a thing,
stronger.
but sorry,
We'll be back bigger and stronger next year for sure.
bigger,
Ooh.
bigger, bigger,
less
or
anxiety.
Not bigger in weight, not bigger in weight, bigger in support team, bigger in fans. Before I get off, I just want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors.
By all means.
Productive Area Conservation Trust. Man, these guys came in the last minute not in the last minute, but as when we've got the okay to do this Ruta Maya, they jumped on board. Our second station, second sponsor, the Stationery House outlet in Belize City, and they've helped us a lot as well. Giovanni Alamia from Stationery House, he's an amazing dude, man, and I appreciate him to being part of PACT team this year. And of course, Honorable Orlando Habet, he played a big role. And CEO Dr. Kenrick Williams, he made sure that everything went well for us. And without them, it wouldn't have been possible. And of course, without our paddlers, this wouldn't have been possible. Daniel Cruz, Amado Cruz, Jerry Cante, these guys are amazing. They're humble dudes. They're willing to do whatever for you so they could get the victory. And of course, my support team, the service crew, those guys, if they had the prize for the best service crew, I would have definitely given it to Team PACT, because they made sure that this canoe team got their service at every single point. They didn't even miss one service. That was how good these guys were this year. And of course, our fans, they've followed us from day one. We know we saw them out there. We appreciate them. We love them. And like I said, next year we'll be back bigger and stronger, and we'll definitely be back with Team PACT for sure.
all
Love
right.
it so much. Again, we resonate that whole congratulations to everyone. Thank you so much for those that put in the work, for those that have been following the race. I'm hoping that you got the big victory and the big happiness that you've been looking for, because this basically is the event that opened up the fact that restrictions have been lightening over.
We outside.
We outside
Yeah.
now. We outside canoeing
Yep,
and
we're
everything.
outside. So next one we should see is cross country. So let's hope that
Yes.
That's true.
comes
Yes.
well. And
You know the
one more
manager
thing,
team,
guys.
you know?
Actually, I'm part of the management team for the 501 Valvoline cycling team, and that's another team that is dominating the cycling races right now. So I guess I'm part of all the championship teams this
Oh,
year.
look
Look
at
at
you,
you.
Zamir. Okay.
Not
I
you
see
tooting
what
your
you-
horn.
I see what you doing there, boo boo. I see you. But
But yeah,
congratulations.
guys, a fun fact for you all. This year, the second team overall is Slim and Trim like Guava Lim. And Daniel Cruz, our paddler, he's in the back of our canoe. His son, Daniel Cruz Jr., was in that team. He's paddling in the middle. And his son gave him a run this year for the first place, because we only beat Guava Lim by 8 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So
It was close. I
Oh
know.
my God.
so it was a father and son
Competition.
college year. Yeah, they were competing. They were competed very, very hard. His son was like, "I'm gonna beat you today," and his dad was like, "You better come strong."
And he came strong. 8 seconds
He came
almost.
strong.
I
Eight
just
seconds,
I just
8
think about
seconds.
the threats when they happen over the water. No come when I beat
Oh.
you.
It was all threats along on the water, but after the race, everyone we settled down and had a good time together.
All
Love
right,
it. So
great.
I just hope you know next time around, next year, you need to watch out for Daniel Cruz Jr. because he did come for you know. And he know the play.
Yeah.
8 seconds not the play. All right,
Yeah,
so
they will be back. I know
the
they will be
training,
back 'cause
you need to
Mr.
get bigger
Will-
for true.
Yeah, of course. We'll, preparations like Mr. Penner said. We usually start from October. So this was really difficult for us this year. So, but we'll start. We'll be starting as soon as we can for next Ruta Maya.
At the beginning September then.
Okay, you know what? Anyways, Brandon, let's not,
No, I think you begin. I think you need to begin from June. get in the gym, do some upper body strengths and all that. So when you start in September, October, it's
Call
just
for you.
coming.
Daniel.
I love
Daniel,
how
push,
Samir
you
is
know,
so
oh.
honest. It's like, you don't need October, Papa. You need from June. You need to get one head start. When school they finish the people, you need for the start. So, again, have an amazing day. Samir, I hope you just embrace this whole victory. March 19th, I know you want to get a trophy with the team and everything, and that's going to be another surreal moment. So, hone in on
Yes.
that. Congratulations.
Yes,
And continue doing the
definitely.
great work. We hope to hear from you again for cross country now, because you realize you manage all kind of team and do all kind of things. So we'll see you again.
Well, if all goes well for the cross country, we'll definitely be back. But we'll try not to disappoint anyone, but we'll be back.
All
Put in that
right.
work and not get too big again. That whole thing we wanted to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yes, we'll definitely put in the work.
Awesome.
But thank you guys for having me. As like I said at the beginning, thank you all for having me on the show. It is an honor to be on Sun Up on 7. Yeah, it is.
All
Thanks,
right.
man.
You're
No
welcome.
problem at all.